Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and in this video, 6 things I hate about my Audi S1. So, the first thing that I hate about my Audi S1 is the clutch. Now, it's a little known fact amongst Audi S1 owners that the clutch on the S1 is made of cheese. Fact. It is such a horrendous clutch, and if you want to go anywhere near an S1 with any additional power than stock, you will have to invest around about £1,000 for a performance clutch and fitting. This car is on just shy of 55,000 miles, and it's surprisingly, and touch wood, on the original clutch, and I'm actually having no major performance issues in terms of slipping or juddering or anything like that. The only thing that I am having and I'm experiencing is the fact that because the car's on 55,000 miles on the original clutch, it's very, very worn and very notchy, and I find it extremely difficult to go from gears 1 to 6. Doesn't matter what rev range, how careful I am applying the power, the gas and bringing the clutch up, I can never ever make a smooth gear change, especially gears 2 and 3. It is so unbelievably notchy, so jerky, and I either end up over revving the engine or I end up lugging the entire car, and that's especially becomes apparent when I want to make a spirited get-go. So say if I'm at a set of traffic lights, I'm in first gear and I want to not launch the car but get a move on. It is very difficult with this car to tell how much gas you need, and like I said, I either end up over revving it or really lugging the car down just because the clutch is so badly worn. So that is number one biggest hate about this car, is the clutch, and I'm hoping in the next year or so I shall be investing in a performance clutch and some more power to go through it as well. So number 2 on my list of 6 things that I hate about this Audi S1 is the steering wheel. Now I know that sounds like a really silly thing to hate, but I was under the assumption that all S cars from Audi came with a flat bottom steering wheel. Now I'm a massive fan of the flat bottom steering wheel just because it's a little bit different and it makes it... I'm just getting lost about which way to go. I'm in the middle of the Cotswolds and I feel like I'm driving up someone's driveway. So if I have to turn around during this video, please excuse me. Yeah, I was under the assumption that all S cars from Audi came with a flat bottom steering wheel, but I was wrong. Obviously, spending £30,000 on this car, that it was RRP when it was first released and the first owner bought it, luckily I didn't take that depreciation hit, isn't enough for Audi to supply a steering wheel with a flat bottom stock. No, they want another £300–400 on top of 30 grand. Audi, thank you very much. So subsequently this car has a round steering wheel and not a flat bottom steering wheel like I would prefer on this car. Now it is something that I'm looking to potentially retrofit in the next couple of years, but it is going to be quite an expensive fit. You're probably looking at £300–400 for a steering wheel, and then there's potential for it to need a different airbag because flat bottom steering wheels have different connectors and it's a whole different world. But that's number 2 on my list of pet peeves. I hate the fact that this S Audi does not come with a flat bottom steering wheel. Now number 3 on my list is something which will hopefully be cured this year with the release of the 2018-2019 Audi A1 and S1 models. I am just a little bit lost and now I'm stuck in the middle of the road trying to do a turn that this car can't do. Uphill. Oh, that's one for the number 1 hate, which is the clutch. There we go. So, number 3 on my list of things I hate is the dash and infotainment sat-nav entertainment system. To me, it is extremely dated, especially when you compare it to every other single mark of Audi in the lineup. The next model above this, the A3, has got a beautiful new dash interior and really up-to-date infotainment system. I mean, you can get virtual cockpit, you can get Google Online Services, Google Earth. The dash in this is just a little bit dated compared to the models. It just seems a little bit basic. Don't get me wrong, compared to other makes and models of other cars and other brands, it is a really nice interior. It's a lovely place to be. It's all like really nice quality materials and feels all well put together. However, compared to other marks of Audi, it is very dated, and I find that with the MMI system as well, which, like I said, should be cured this year. with the release of the facelift, or the complete new model of A1 S1, scheduled I believe for the end of 2018, early 2019. Looking forward to that. Now number 4 of my pet hates in this car is kind of connected to number 3, and that's to do again with the dash and the interior of the car, in which I feel it's too low. I like a car to feel like I'm enclosed in a cockpit, and I've sat in A3s, I've driven A4s, A5s, and I've been in BMWs, and the centre console with the gear stick and armrest is all a lot higher and a lot more raised, and you just feel like you're cocooned in this lovely cockpit. Whereas in this, you've got the dash in front of you, which is great, but there's just nothing down here. It's very empty, and that point is also backed up by the fact that I don't actually have an armrest in this car, something which I'm also wanting to retrofit. I had it on my last car and it was an absolute joy to use. You could allow you just to place your elbow on it and just rest, and it brought the centre console a little bit higher, a little bit further up towards the driver. And the main issue I have with the centre console being so low is the fact that when I'm inputting a destination or a postcode, or I'm looking for some music and I'm spending, upwards of 30, 40, 50 seconds, 60 seconds, a couple of minutes at the MMI controls, pressing the buttons, entering postcodes, my elbow is just floating in the air. And I know this makes it sound like a bit of a first world problem, but your arm starts to ache really bad just because there's nowhere for it to go. It's a little bit of I don't know, to me it's just too low. It could have done with being a lot higher, like in the A3 for example. I mean, having an armrest would cure a little bit of that, but again, it's a £30,000 car, and obviously Audi couldn't put an armrest in as standard. Number 5 is an easy one. There is currently no S-Tronic S1 available. I much prefer an S-Tronic automatic to a manual. Don't get me wrong, in this, it is fun to drive if you're giving it the beans around a nice country B road or A road. It is fun to have the manual. However, I would much prefer having an S-Tronic, and coming from my old car, which had 7-speed S-Tronic, it was an absolute joy to use. You could leave it in D mode when you were just pootling around town or on the motorway, and then when you wanted some more spirited driving, you could slot it down into S mode and let it rev a little bit more and change gear and higher in the rev range. Or even more, you could put it into paddle mode and you can enjoy the paddles, and then you've got full control, 2 hands on the steering wheel, paddles, changes like that. Whereas in this car, coupled with my number 1 problem, which was the fact that the clutch is very worn, it just makes for a less pleasurable, less smooth driving experience, shall we say. I'd say it's probably more engaging being manual, and people are probably going to hate on me now, me saying all this, but for me personally, with the fact that I do kind of 90% tootling around town, driving in traffic to and from work, and then driving on the motorway going up north on a 300-mile journey, to me S-Tronic is a lot better, and I really wish the S1 came with S-Tronic, which again, rumours are the 2018-19 brand new S1 will come with S-Tronic. Now number 6, it's at number 6, but probably should have been ordered further down in the priority list, and that is again to do with it being an S car, but it just being so damn quiet. Compared to, again, other marks of S Audi, this S1 is just far too quiet out of the box. There's really no exhaust noise at all. Like, don't get me wrong, it sounds nice. It does, if you're high in the rev range, it does sound nice. But a lot of that is fake noise into the cabin, and even when I've been outside and someone else has driven this car, yeah, it sounds okay, but for an S Audi, it does not sound loud enough at all. There's just not enough grunt to it. So quite a common mod that people do, and I'm looking to do, is to fit either aftermarket exhaust, or more cheaply, just remove the 2 centre silencers and get an exhaust shot to weld a straight pipe through the middle of it. Still leaving the back box on, and still leaving the Valvetronic variable valve controls on the back of the exhaust, so you can quieten it down if you like. But removing those 2 centre silencers just gives it the edge that it needs, and just gives it that loudness that it should have come with from the factory. So guys, as I navigate my way down these ridiculously potholy country lanes. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it gave you a bit of an insight into an owner's perspective of just a few things that I really get annoyed at with this car. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the car, and there will be a follow-up video for this of like things that I love about it, like 6 things that I love. But yeah, I just thought I would point out some of the bits that I just wish were a bit different. And it actually kind of makes a lot of sense because I've had this car for exactly 1 year today. It was a year ago. Apologies, I'm just navigating these ridiculously crazy country lanes. It was exactly a year ago now, 2:30 in the afternoon, that I was driving my car back from the dealership after having just bought it. So I thought I'd bring you a little bit of an owner's perspective of 6 things that I found a year on that I just get on my nerves a little bit. But please stay tuned on the channel because there are some exciting videos to come. One of them being next weekend. Got a really exciting video to come. I won't give too much away, but there's going to be a hell of a lot more than just one S1 in this video, and it's going to be some nice country roads, and there's going to be a really good video coming up. So stay tuned, please subscribe if you want to see that. It's going to be a really fantastic video. S1s, other S cars, it's going to be good fun. So yeah, please subscribe, please like, please leave a comment of your thoughts if you've got an S1 and there's anything else that you don't like about it. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.